All right, let's talk about this scenario. This we'll bring this up, Eddie. If you can find the tweet that Joe presented this scenario today, you haven't seen it. Me, Vince, and Eddie have been talking about this. We're on the same side. Hopefully, you're with us, but I'd like to hear your opinion on it, and then we'll bring Eddie in for the power rankings. So I just to preface this before Eddie brings it up, I think about this shit all the time. Like I was in a conversation lately with somebody because I like take really long showers and like, what do you think about in there? I'm like, pretty much like every terrible thing that's ever happened to me, like apocalyptic scenarios, if there were like a zombie apocalypse.
What would you do?
What?
Like, what would you do?
What would I do? All these weird scenarios. Like if there was a mass shooting, where would I go?
Mm-hmm.
And this scenario,
that's like me. I don't know if you're the same way, but like if I'm running into like Wawa or anywhere, I never leave my phone in the car. I always think about that. I'm like, what if someone comes in with a gun or something and I need my phone?
Oh, I always think that I might get my phone stolen, so I just always bring it. But one of the scenarios I think about this is this exact one that Joe brought up, so it made me laugh. Also, please make fun of him. He did buy Twitter Blue, it appears. So what an idiot. So here it is. Hypothetical question. You and 3 of your buddies are armed with the latest military rifles. You have unlimited ammo. Could you defeat the entire could you defeat the British and win the Revolutionary War with just the 4 of you?
I mean, yes.
Okay. All right. That's what me and Eddie said as well.
I think you could just have like one of you in one of you in Jersey, one of you in Pennsylvania, one in that, like, just if you have every, like, does that mean I have drones?
No, I think it's just guns.
Just guns.
You have guns. Yeah. So you don't have any like aircraft. They have guns, but it's muskets, and there's thousands of them. You have one assault rifle and unlimited.
I don't know. I mean, yes, but it just takes one of them to get one. You know, one guy gets by you. I don't know.
You're a lot less confident than we are. We were an automatic, adamant.
You're fully in. All right. So explain to me why.
Here was my reasoning. Eddie might have different reasoning. We'll bring him in before we do the power rankings to talk about it. To me, it's not even just the military assault rifles and the unlimited ammo. It's the military strategy.
Yes.
Like I would hide. I would run around. I'd be everywhere. Those guys just like lined up and marched and got skull fucked by muskets. Mm-hmm. I would just be hiding. Like we've all played Call of Duty. You run around, you hide. They didn't do that. If you remember the French and Indian War, like they were like confused because Native Americans would hide and like have strategy. Warfare. Yeah. Instead of marching at each other. But I've literally thought about the scenario. Every time I go to Gettysburg, I think to myself, if you gave me a car and a gun, could I win the Civil War? And I genuinely believe I could. I really think
just one gun in a car?
One car. Maybe this scenario here where it's like me and like enough people that can fit in the car. So 3 to 4 people and guns from this time period. I think I could defeat the entire Confederate army by myself.
Do you also have military grade like helmet and flak jacket?
No. How about no? That makes it tougher. That makes it a lot tougher. Yeah, if it was yes, 100%.
Oh yeah.
You think a musket balls getting through a bulletproof Teflon vest? So we'll say no.
I mean, it's thousands of people.
Yeah.
And you're fighting on. It's not like the Revolutionary War was fought in one state, so you would have to literally be all over the place.
Yeah.
George Washington still going to help you cross the Delaware?
No, we don't need him.
All right. I mean,
but they think about how hard it would be to find 4 people.
Yeah, and you would just be mowing them down in fields.
Exactly. By the time they would locate, think about how close you have to be for a musket and how far away you can be with an assault rifle. We would see them coming miles away.
You could actually, you could just be like American Sniper a mile away and just
exactly and
50 caliber sniper rifle.
Exactly, you could just cook them from miles away Like, that would actually be a thing. If 3 people had assault rifles and 1 person had a sniper rifle, I actually trust our chances even more.
Yeah. Well, I figured sniper rifles were included in this.
I think you get 1 gun each.
Oh.
If everybody had an assault rifle, but the ammo's unlimited.
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay. I thought it was. Bring it back up, Eddie.
He did say the latest military rifles. So that could be sniper rifle.
It says rifles.
So that would work.
It doesn't say that you just have 1 each. It just says you are armed with the latest military rifles.
Well, that does count then sniper rifles then.
Then yes.
Yeah. Okay. We've thought about this all day. I've thought about this my entire life. This is what I think about. Like, if work is ever like, oh, if you didn't get this done, it's because I'm thinking if I could win the Civil War by myself. This scenario was Revolutionary War, but since I've been to Gettysburg and they show you the field, so like you can see, you're like, oh, the Union were here and they were up on the hill and they ran out of bullets. So they started charging down the hill at the Confederates, and the Confederates stayed here. And then they went through this field and they went up the hill. And I'm thinking to myself, if you put me in a car and I can just have somebody go out the sky roof and literally, or the sunroof, and just mow them down with an assault rifle, I could win that entire war.
I would love to like that to actually happen and just be like a fly just watching it and then being like, what the fuck is that thing?
Yeah. Could you imagine that? If they're marching with a little drummer boy and they're getting their cannons ready.
How about the guy that just got to hold the flag? Like, he didn't even get a gun.
This guy's got a flag. They got some 12-year-old banging a drum. I've got a car that goes 0 to 60 in 4 seconds and an AK-47. Over.
They're like, what the fuck was that?
They wouldn't even know what it was that hit them, and they'd be dead. War over.
Good night.
Me and Eddie were even taking it steps further. We were like, we wouldn't even take their surrender. We could change the course of history. Make it better for everybody.
Look at you guys. Now you just need a flux capacitor. Go back, take care of business, and let's see what changes. We're war heroes, pretty much. All right, let's bring Eddie in and let's do power rankings. Also, do you guys remember that show Deadliest Warrior, where they would just like take weapons and it'd be like Genghis Khan, and they'd see like which sword could slice better and stuff like that, and they'd have like axes. That was awesome.
I do want to say before we get into power rankings, I'm offended Kevin had to think for half a second about this. This is the easiest question of all time.
If it was the Birds vs. Boys group text, it was me, you, Eddie, and Vince. The only thing that would stop us is I think Vince could get us killed.
Well,
Vince what?
I think Vince could get us killed.
Yeah, Vince would die. It would be the 3 of us.
He would get us killed too. That would be my only concern.
Yeah, he would start lodging a complaint or just
He'd have some battle and they're done. Like, they don't know what.
We would have the best battle plan prepared. He'd be like, I don't think that's really that good.
I don't know if we need a battle plan. I think we show up with a bunch of machine guns and this thing is done. By the way, like it's.
We take out like the first line. They're going back and be like, well, I don't know if we want to just shoot all of them. Might be a good idea to just like punch them.
Let them come closer. Let them come closer.
Yeah, Vince would be bored, and that's exactly what he did. I don't want to snipe them anymore. I want them to come way closer. Yeah. Maybe a nice fight. No, he would get cocky with it, I think.
He would be the kid in Call of Duty who runs around with the pistol just for the fun and the challenge of running around with a pistol while everybody else has like actual military rifles.
Right.
I think if I was a mile off with a sniper rifle and I saw him doing that, I just might take him down so he doesn't get us killed.
Then we're like, all right, it's the 3 of us, and then we're going to take care of this entire army.
All right, because I think also if he was taken hostage, he would fucking talk in about half a second and give us up.
To be fair, some of the torture tactics they probably had back in those times were probably horrible.
Yeah.
They have them on like that stretching thing that makes you like
that's exactly what I was thinking of, where they were just going to dislocate all the joints in your body.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that would be, I wouldn't want to get caught either, but luckily we wouldn't, because we would win that war.
We would be fine.
All of the scenarios that I think about in day to day.
I think it was Aiden brought up a great point. We see them from so far away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's not even close.
American sniper.
And it's not impossible to survive a musket. Like, there's stories of like people getting hit in the chest and it just like falls off them. So like, I'm not worried about muskets whatsoever.
They have to be so close. Also, another thing we think of, people back then were small little losers. They didn't have like these people came on shifts and ate like bread and water. I can go to Costco and pick up an entire chicken. Like they're just not built the same as we are right now. So like we're so much more physically fit than like a 5'5", 1700 Englishman fresh off a wooden ship who's trying to survive winter in the Northeast. Like there's just everything stacks up against them. They're the Houston Texans of wars.
Yep.
And we're the Georgia Bulldogs.
And we're the Georgia Bulldogs of wars.